Hello everyone, welcome to PLD Disc Golf. Right here we have the seventh installation of the Greater Peoria Tour, the Battle of Megiddo. I have another special guest here in the booth, and he just happens to be the director for the Greater Peoria Tour, Dalton Sackett.
Thanks for having me, Payton.
Yeah, so Dalton was with us before on previous rounds. Look forward to having him here again to give just a little background on the whole tour, where we are, where we're going, and also be able to speak to the MA1 division at Megiddo, one of the kind of unspoken gems and let's say like a renewing course in the area.
Yeah, I would agree. It's probably one of my favorite courses in the area. Kip Tuffer was the creator and designer of it as well. Just love the whole course. You're in the woods the whole time. Tight wooded golf. It kind of plays to my strengths as well, so it might be why it's one of my favorites.
Awesome. Yeah, it really matches up well to the MA1 proficiency. So starting us off on hole 1, just a gentle right bending shot. You're going to want to throw some kind of mid-range or fairway. Your choice, forehand or backhand, just something that kind of gently moves from left to right. 258. Just put it a little bit short, let it play up.
Yeah, I would say the play on most of the holes is to play it a little short. The ground is pretty brutal of giving skips.
Good luck.
Yeah, and some knuckles to the camera man, which happens to be the Jake Z, Dane's father. So we've got Dane here on the card, along with another local legend, Zach Rebels. We call him Z-Reb. Carson Fowler back on coverage. And then Ben, he's not in the booth with me. He got fired. No.
Yeah, I kicked him out the booth. All right, Z-Reb first.
Going for that backhand turnover. He wanted to flip that up a little bit more, but it just kind of pushes straight into the bend. He should be able to kind of pitch it up for an easy 3.
Yeah, Carson here, no jump to the lead card, feature card action all year on the tour.
It's kind of like that was designed or something.
Yeah, he kept that one a little low, but it's far enough up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you were saying, ground play out here, it's going to be kind of forgiving for the most part. Once we get to some of the creek beds, it could be a little bit more muddy. As, yeah, Dane throws a pretty decent shot, hits the middle of the fairway, and gets a little bit of ground play up there. He might have something in the realm of Circle 2.
Yeah.
Circle 2 bid.
And he might even be Circle 1, maybe. I mean, if it got a gentle enough skip here. Ben the lone lefty on the card here. Oh, seems like that either got a bad kick or got away from him, but he ended up in a pretty decent spot for how far it went right.
Yeah, a little bit of an early release on his backhand, but it looks like he's executing his upshot. Oh, well, but there's just all those little trees.
There's so many little trees out there.
Okay, and a good pitch up here from Z-Reb. Very nice. Just right next to the basket. Easy 3. All right, Carson, first of our birdie looks here. Oh, what a run.
Right off those nubs.
It's always, I find it difficult and have seen in prior coverage, people usually leave their first putts a little bit short, so got a little bit of confidence giving the basket a run.
Yeah, for sure. You got those, the first round jitters. I was talking to Danny Beauchamp, Debo, and he's like, if you don't have those jitters off the first hole or two, are you really excited to play for that event?
Very true. And not to glaze over Ben's great par save, that was awesome, and Dane a pretty routine putt for his bird. So he's getting started off nice.
Yeah, it's a big bird right out the gate.
Yeah, and we're going to be diving into a kind of technical second hole, which actually I think technical could be an adjective for pretty much every hole out here.
Yeah, I would agree. So shout out to Power Grip. They've been so helpful this entire tour, helping out with player packs, added cash value. The guys there have so many ideas of helping us move forward with the tour as well, even for the future. But not to glaze over hole 2, as you can see, it's kind of like baby hyzer with like a mid-range fairway. Take your pick. Shout out to Paul and Andy for building that bridge.
Yeah, absolutely. Peoria Frisbee Club really trying to step up and be a close partner to a lot of the local courses in the owning or managing organization. So a little early release there from Dane. Z-Reb Yeah, he's putting it up high in the middle of the left gap. It does kind of clip those last trees. This holes, I kind of find it finicky. It's just kind of pick your spot, either go left or right of this tree that it looks like, oh, yeah. He hits it square. Carson's got to choose a side, and then you can either go right of it, let it stall, come back left, or you kind of push a hyzer through the, let's say, the left gap there. Ben's throwing a turnover. That looks nice.
Yeah, that does. I mean, he's smiling about it, so hopefully he liked it.
Yeah, okay. For hitting the middle of the gap there, the tree. Yeah, this is tough. You'll find in a lot of these holes that play through the creek, there's just a lot of blind approaches because the creek has carved down so deep into the fairways here. And
so deep.
Yeah. Dane's got a little bit of a pitch up here. Yeah, he executes it well.
Yeah, very well.
It's where you want to be. A lot of people might just end up kind of chipping things into the creek just shy of the pin. It's about a 20-foot putt as we see the bend here. Z-Reb in the first bend of the creek. He pitches it up, and looks like we're going to have a lot of routine pars coming this way, except for Carson. That looks pretty...
Yeah, he's
iffy.
Just maybe inside the circle. It's, I mean, not a great place to be down there in that creek bend, especially by that tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what a good putt.
Yeah, we find out here these creeks are all playing casual as well. I think this is the most water we'll see on the course today, so it's just play it where it lies for the most part. Ben. Oh, good bird.
All right.
Misspoke before. That was a, great throw and a good bird. I'd say it's hard to get it close to the basket on this one because if you throw the shot off the tee that you want to and you hit just in front of the basket, you're going to be some ground play to like 20 feet or so.
So shout out to Prodigy Disc Golf here. They've been helping out with supplying player packs for all of the tour events here, each one with their own unique design, just like this one for Megiddo.
Very nice. Hole 3, we're turning around and going to, let's say, more tempo down shot, a 219-foot par 3. Players who just want to kind of hit the gap for the most part. If they hit, you know, as we said, this bankment here or hit right next to the base of the basket, you're just going to have a confident circle one putt. Oh, and a pull and a ricochet for Ben. Oof.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Rough luck. A good shot off of the last hole and following that up with a little bit of late race. It's okay. This is amateur, by the way.
That could get lucky. Oh, okay. So it kicked left, rolled down. There is a kind of a hyzer route there. It's not a very sought after line. This line that Z-Rev is taking, though, that looks good. Just dead straight. Yeah, it tails off a little left. But I think you'd rather be a little left than to go too far straight so you don't have that death putt coming back.
That's absolutely true. Yeah, if you can play it into the hillside to the left, it'll at least sit and you can give yourself a solid run at the basket for your next shot. And it looks like, yeah, Carson gets through. He does put it a little long into the right. There's a handful of bridges and staircases out here that you could easily find your disc underneath at any point in time down here in the creek bed. So this is a tough place to be for Ben. He's got to pick a gap. Try to stick the green.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's a tough one. There's another chance at it here. Looks like he's got a little bit of a hyzer gap. This is a touchy approach. Even the last one would have been even more touchy. This one... see if he can execute. Yeah, that looks like good height. A little shy. And the counter roll into the creek.
So maybe 15 feet-ish, maybe uphill.
This is the sneaky teeth that Megiddo has.
Yeah. Oh,
like
see,
that.
Just like that.
Just baskets mounted on precipices. It's...
Yeah, which is crazy because it's only a 219-foot hole, so you wouldn't think it would be that bad. But with all of the elevation trees, and that was a great putt there from Dane, just knocking it down.
That's where most people find it. Yeah, it's very similar to hole 2. You either play it to the creek short or a little bit long, and yeah, Ben, he's going to be tapping out his double bogey there. This is the shortest hole on the course, right? Or is it hole 6?
I think 6 is. Okay. Yep.
Well, 2 relatively short ones you definitely don't want to be taking more than a par on. But yeah, great birds from Zach and from Dane.
Yeah, big birds.
Yup. And that's all right. And everyone's headed to hole 4. Actually, I love these moments where you guys have been hearing me shout out all these vendors who have come and sponsored the events, the tour. So I'm glad to hear Dalton's perspective on it. But I just bought discs from OTB, and I got nothing bad to say about them. Everything is great. You're gonna have a great time if you try to shop with them. As we dive into hole 4, the first par 4 of the course today, you're really wanting to just cut this hole down into a 200-foot shot, followed by what feels like a 250-foot shot.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, just play something straight around the creek, and then you're going to have to take some sort of scramble to get up to the basket. There's no way around it. You'll see these guys do. You'll see a lot of hyzers with mid-ranges, I would say, to try to get a little bit closer to the bottom of the staircase that leads up to the green, but Dane does leak that a little early.
Yeah, I think that's the ideal place, is the landing zone there, right by that staircase.
And
there is
kind of the big one.
Yeah, there's also a shorter landing zone as well if you're not wanting to risk it. I know a lot of people, they push it too far to try to get to that second landing zone, and then they end up on the creek, giving them even more of an uphill throw.
Yeah, so you see all this undergrowth kind of off the fairways. When you push it too straight, you put yourself right into that. And, I mean, I have seen this gap taken before. Ben, I know he did pull a couple shots, but I think that was intentional. If you throw something really early and over the first crest, you actually could get something very close to the staircase. It's pretty much like a jump putt up.
All right, yeah. I hopefully it worked out. I've seen a forehand of it from a righty taken that it's hit or miss, but I'd like to see a lefty's perspective on it now.
Absolutely. Great shot from Carson. Yeah, hard packed dirt. You just throw it into the hillside and let it skip up. This basket's about 20 feet away from the crest, and it's pretty heavily guarded by some big trees too, hence the reason. Oh, wow. That was well done by Dane. A little skip through the gap.
Incredible, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, so you see Z-Reb is about just as far straight as you ever want to be. If you push too far up through that creek, you're going to have a bad time. And yeah, good.
All right.
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, this is good execution, a good turnaround from all these players. And yeah, look at Ben here.
Holy smokes. I think that is the best spot off the tee I've ever seen. So kudos to you, Ben.
Yeah. Showing the local line, and not sure where he ended up. Couldn't really see the basket, but hey, I'm sure it had to be good. Carson up first for our birdie looks. Okay.
All right. There's one.
You know what? Not going to try to jinx it, but maybe a star frame on this hole is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's unheard of to have a star frame on this hole.
It's looking awfully close. Okay, we've got ourselves a star frame. That is solid.
Incredible.
If you know how to hit your line, this is definitely a scoreable hole, but to have everybody do it all at the same time, that is mightily impressive.
Yeah. So shout out to Underdog, Paul and Joe and the rest of their staff there. They've been so helpful. Their message to the community and helping them out throughout all sports is just something I can get behind, and I love the support that they give to me and the tour.
Absolutely. All right, hole 5, 315-foot par 3. This is a incredibly straight shot to about 260, 70 feet, and then it bends really quickly to the left. So this it's tough to get the shot shape to really fit. You either have to get lucky and early before the last bend, kind of where I feel kind of Dane was going with that, or you just kind of play it a little bit straighter, give yourself a circle's edge putt on the right-hand side of the green. It looks like Z-Reb overturned something. Yeah, he clips the...
If you're going to miss, the miss is left. Okay. Right side is jail. Left side, it's got tons of trees, as you can see, but it actually gives you at least a chance to get back up.
Yeah, and so we see Dane and Carson kind of throwing more over stability on a flat line. Z-Reb, I think, really likes that hyzer flip. We see it kind of overturn for him, but Ben kind of following maybe baby Annie flex or something.
Right,
oh, he does it.
Yeah, looking great. Oh, with the ground play even better.
Yeah, I've got a sneaky suspicion it's a little deep, but well executed. Opened up the gap as large as he could and executed well. So Z-Reb, yeah, hitting early and right. Yeah, as you said, jail.
Yeah, there's just not a lot over there. So this is that like left line that I was kind of telling about. If you get too far left, you can see that opening there.
Yeah, you got a jump putt approach through one of, a dozen gaps or so. This tree is so ridiculous because you feel like, hey, I have a really great chance. I have a really great shot. You nestle into this like crook between three trees, and you have to do some weird straddle. And good execution there from Ben. Well done.
Ben looks like he's been there before. He's got that practice down.
There we go. All right, everyone closing up. I mean, yeah, good turnarounds there. So we've got Dane looking to go 4 down through 5.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
That's
seeing
awesome.
That. Oh, we got a hidden putt here. We do.
Oh.
Z-Reb. Yeah, I got to close up the, or finish up with the bogue. That's okay. There's lots of disc golf to have today. And Dane, yeah, 4 down through 5. Solid start.
Incredible start. Shout out to Ryan Hauser and the guys down at Double Eagle. Jay Velez does all of the logos for the entire tour. They do their own dyeing down there as well. Jerseys you've seen from Gavin. They've supported me since day one, ever since I've met them.
That's awesome. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Interstate support too is fantastic. Hole 6, as I mentioned earlier, man, this is kind of the short chipper. You want to just throw the backyard shot, play catch with your friend, not really hammer over on something like Dane does, but hey, to each their own.
Yeah, quite unfortunate. The goal is to at least just get over the crevice there. The ravine is pretty deep.
Yeah, I'd say the gap here is pretty generous. Not a whole lot to keep you from getting to the green, but you see that log on the left-hand side where if you just put it too low, it's going to stop you.
Yep.
And then there's a few smaller trees just peppered around the green to kind of catch things up and make you work for your bird. And let's see, good finesse here. Oh, thinking kind of like an ace run.
Yeah,
but
scaring
a
it.
tad bit short. That's all good. All right. And Z-Reb with his 2-finger grip.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I just like saw this a few weeks ago. I actually had never played around with Z-Reb, but then saw some videos of him. I'm like, you know what? I appreciate seeing a guy of his style, kind of the homegrown form, making it work and doing some really good jobs too. So he hits the gap and a little pitch up there for 3 as we get closer to the basket with Carson.
All right, routine. So I've always thought it would be cool to see someone actually ramp off that giant boulder and into the basket. So every...
no. Dang.
What a bad spit out.
Gotta take a bogey to offset the great start. Oh well, 3 down through 6, not too shabby.
Yeah,
But man, he wanted to ride that.
Yeah. He's still up there setting the pace, with Carson.
All right. Yeah, a good bird from Z-Reb. And maybe another bird here. Yeah. All right.
All right, yeah, shout out to Great Lakes Disc in Michigan. Shout out to Alex Dowley. He's a guy from Michigan that brings a crowd down every event of mine. Shout out to him to getting them on board to help support and help with extra media at GPO.
Awesome. Yeah, appreciate those guys. Hole 7, a 2-fairway hole. We have the right-hand side, a right to left moving shot. Where you kind of just want to throw, maybe similar to hole 5, where you throw something a little bit more overstable on a flat line through the gap, or maybe even on a touch of hyzer to get it to move to the left. Or you have the flex line to the left-hand side of this fairway. And it looks like Carson couldn't really decide again, and he Gets lucky through the middle there, laughing it off. Okay, well, it looks like Ben's going with the forehand.
Which I'm kind of surprised, you know, with the storms that rolled through, the left side opened up even more.
Actually, man, you were really telling the age of this video. This is before the storm.
Okay, well, there was storms in prior that even opened up the gap even more. You can see that down log down there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, actually, I will take the time now as Z-Rub throws his shot a little early. So this, obviously, coverage is coming to you a couple months out of time. But about a month ago, so in the August time frame, we had a huge set of tornadoes roar through the central Illinois area, and Megiddo got hit hard, along with Northwood and a couple other Morton courses.
Yeah.
And these courses look pretty different now, with, I would say, probably 1, 2, sometimes 3 trees per fairway got taken down, like mature ones, big ones.
Which makes the course even easier. It's a shame to see.
Oh
my goodness.
Z-Reb. Way
What
to
a
dunk
putt.
that, yeah.
That's my accountant.
There we go.
Let's go.
Man, I hope he's as good of an accountant as he is a putter, man. That'd be solid. But as you were saying,
yeah, so it got a little easier. There's some holes that did get harder, I think, because of the trees falling. Now that there's some less things to stop you from petering too far into the woods.
True, absolutely. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. You know, take more trees down, you have a little bit more airspace to throw a clean shot, but do you want to really be clean off your line is the concern that you have there. Yeah,
Right.
great bird from Ben.
Yeah. He's really bouncing back from that double he took early in the round.
Yeah, it's tough, but yeah, really fighting here. There's a stretch of holes that are easily attackable, I would say here. 5, 6, 7 here is going to be one. 8 is going to be a difficult one for players to score on. So the goal there will be just kind of avoid taking strokes.
Yeah.
But before we get there, we definitely want to announce one of our awesome tour sponsors.
Yeah, we have the NADGT. I've been working with them for quite a while and running a bunch of events in the central Illinois area. They were willing to sponsor the tour and giving up invites to their championships for each tour event here, which big thanks to them.
And that's incredible. I had a fantastic time down there, and I've mentioned that every single time we've come across their flag here on the coverage. So not to gloss over hole 8, as I said before, a 435-foot par 3. This is one of our longer par 3s, but it's not the only one that's pretty long. And it's really technical too, so kind of downhill from here, players really need to finesse a fairway or a distance driver in most cases. As straight as you could possibly throw it, really.
Yeah, I would agree, and it's kind of weird to think this is the most open hole on the course, but if you get off the fairway at all, both the left and right side are jail.
Absolutely.
So that's the happy medium of most wide open, but also the most jail.
Yeah, so it's going to be really tough for players who don't have elite distance to throw a shot that doesn't move a lot left to right, and to let it kind of settle in a dead straight fashion is really tough, especially as it goes downhill. Yeah, and so we had Ben turn it over into the right a little bit. We had Z-Reb pull it to the tree on the left. Carson kind of hammers over on it. And, cut roll to the right.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I think we're playing some Army golf here on this fairway.
We'll Z-Reb got a little favorable, on the edge for a hyzer.
Yeah, push it to the right side rough and just let it gently fade off.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, this fairway is unique because it's grassy in like the first 2/3 of the fairway, and then it goes down to rocks. I think they use rocks for erosion control and also as a path for machines to get down here too. So it's kind of going to be play your luck on the ground play as you get closer to the basket there. So
yeah, this is probably the lone hole of not getting skips, but like I mentioned at the very beginning of the video.
Yeah, and I mean, everyone's kind of found their gap and tried to make a way down there, but I see a handful of circle's edge putts at best.
Yeah, and then is this Ben? Who
I think so, yeah.
We can't even see in there. That's how big of a jail it is. You can't even see the person in there throwing, really.
Absolutely. I would say it'd be pretty forgiving to try to open up this fairway, and it'll be a lot of maintenance too, but I mean, it's still really difficult once you feel like you've thrown a good distance shot and just get caught off the fairway. A good pitch up there from Ben.
Yeah, especially for being in the woods. This is a hard green. It's on a slope here. You get a lot of rollaways. Through the storms, the basket's kind of shifted a little bit, so it's not perfectly centered.
Yeah, and also you see it's kind of like on a hillside, but if you air the... Oh, wow. That was a good run there from Z-Rab. But if you air the disc with too much speed, you can crest it and start going to the other side of the hill and then have no putt back up at it. So it's definitely scary. Rollaways, air balls, you gotta hit chains. Is the
Pretty
main thing
much,
here.
yeah.
You're shaking in your boots if you don't.
And I mean, didn't hit in chains, but you know, it hit something to stop it, which is fortunate.
Yeah, so it looks like with Carson, our last chance at a par. Yeah, Carson's our last chance at a par here. Let's see if he can take a stroke on everybody. That'd be crazy.
All right, yeah, great putt.
Yeah, well, actually taking a quick look at stats here, this hole is definitely playing over par. As I said, just being very difficult to score on.
If I had to guess, it's either the first or second hardest. I'm going to put a guess out there that it's the second hardest.
I'm going to be struggling to give you the answer there, but it's playing at a third of a stroke over par. So 6 birdies on the day, 1 from MA1, and that is Luke Dubé. Well done. Good 2.
Good 2. Hole 9 here, it is a little shorty. You can see all the down limbs here. You know, it just happens over time from the storms. But it's, in my opinion, it's a backhand turnover shot that when it fades out, it leaves you up by the green. A lot of people will throw this forehand here with hopes that they get a big enough skip. It's leaves it for a tighter gap. You see Carson even going high to try to cut the corner even more.
Which I don't really, yeah, as you pointed out, the backhand turnover, you actually want it to be a little bit straighter than you think. So I think if you do throw the lefty backhand here or the righty forehand, you actually want something that doesn't fade out. You want something that kind of flips up while going on hyzer, like that.
Yeah.
I think that was a well-executed shot from Ben. So I think that's the sneaky part about this hole, is you think the bend is pretty significant because you can't see the basket, but in reality, like, I think that might be a little overturned. But yeah, it's just the things that happen to baskets when you can't see them. It just, they feel like they're so far, they feel like they're a different direction. But yeah, that's definitely one of my personal flaws, is I always think that the bends and fairways are more than they actually need to be. As we see, just a couple scramble shots here, a little forehand roller
off the tree. I mean,
good break, I think.
Yeah, he has a putt now. I mean, it's a long putt, but for Carson, it's a putt.
Yeah, pitching it up just at the base of the stone. Excalibur. We call this hole the Excalibur.
Oh, good bid.
Confident run, but he's got just as far of a putt coming back. That's the risky run with a elevated pin.
All right, great putt by Dane there.
Good bird. Yeah, and I mean, he had some accordion holes here, but kind of iterating back and forth. We have a couple 3 downs right now. Carson probably going to take a hit and go back. Oh, he will be taking a hit. How big of one is the question? But
yeah,
great
comebacker. Yeah.
Well, and I was sorely mistaken too. I thought Ben's shot may have been a little inside, but he ended up pushing straight.
And Z-Reb parking the hole pretty much.
So maybe it's right on par with the turn there. So yeah, a couple 3s down as we wrap up the front 9 of the first round. Carson, yep, taking the single bogue. You know, that's where we're at here at Megiddo. Westwood Park in Morton. A great track.
Yeah. Thanks for having me with this front 9, Payton. You guys will be hearing me on the back 9 So thanks for everyone that is supporting Payton and following these videos and watching them. It definitely supports him, but it also supports my tour as well. So just definitely appreciation for everyone that supports both of us.
Yes, thank you so much, Dalton, for that. And also, yep, thank you guys very much for your viewership, and we hope to see you guys for the rest of this tour and for GPO. We'll catch you guys later.